And with that, Ronald? Talking about Internet of Things.
See, okay? Take a new choice. Okay, I'm here to talk about Android things using the Raspberry Pi. Anybody know what Internet of Things is? Pretty much, okay. You know what Raspberry Pi is?
Yeah.
You know what Android is?
Yeah.
Or you understand what I'm talking about? Okay. Okay, who is this guy? I'm named Ronald Daugherty. I'm an Android developer. I'm interning at Arbormoon out there in Ann Arbor. I've been there for like, I think about 6 months. And I'm I've been rooting and modding Android devices for 7 years. And I'm majoring in software engineering in U of M Dearborn. Okay, my Twitter handle is Ronald J. Daugherty 29. And what is Arbormoon? Arbormoon is a software company that consults for mobile development. They've been out for over a decade and may or may not work for a company who just had an arena just open, and they may or may not made apps for a college out in Ann Arbor. That's not a non-disclosure, so I really can't tell you exactly what work. So everybody understand them? Okay, talk about the Big Bang. Internet of Things is undergoing a Big Bang. Okay, according to Business Insider, there'll be 34 billion devices connected to the internet by 2020. Out of 34 billion new devices connected to the internet, 24 billion of them will be IoT devices. So basically, for traditional computer devices, make up 10 billion, having a global impact of more than 11 trillion by 2025. Okay, there's a lot of money to be made. Other things, as far as technology, does it make the most money? They're projecting the Internet of Things will be the third behind the automation of knowledge of work and mobile internet. Okay. Okay, bear with me. Just kind of, I was expecting to use this one, but I'm on this old one, so I'm trying to jump back and forth. Okay, in 2015, the Internet Society published a paper. They did a paper about Internet of Things, and they discussed the problems plaguing the Internet of Things. Basically, security standards and when the device goes obsolete. Right now, all the manufacturers are pretty much doing their own things, no set standard. If you have no set standard, there's not really no best practices. So it's basically the Wild Wild West out there. Anybody familiar with the Ring doorbell? Yeah, let me show you something real quick. Ring doorbell hat. Up. You got a $200 doorbell. You can see on CNET. Gist of it basically, it has your Wi-Fi password on there. All you have to do is take it off, plug your USB in there, and all your information for your Wi-Fi is right on it.
Oh, I need to go change my doorbell.
Yeah. And let's see, cloud. Let's see. Did you see that? 20,000. Yes, so it's not very secure right now. So, because of that, Android last year got into the I'm so proud of that. Yeah, Android.
That's a little too much.
It's a little too much. Android, I mean, Google got into the IoT space and they came out with Android things.
Sorry.
Okay. Basically, they wanted to try to solve those three problems. Of course, also they want to make some money. But with Android Things is an extension of the Android platform for IoT devices and also embedded devices. Basically, it's another evolution of Android. First, we started on the phone, then we went to the tablet, then we went to the smartwatch, then we went to Android Auto, then we went to Android TV, and now we're Android IoT. And who knows, It'll be IoT Android space probably next year. They're going from one thing to the next. Okay, they're made for real world applications. Okay, places like retail. You can have interactive ads, vending machines. You can use it for stock control. For businesses, you can have access control, control your gateways and your cameras. Logistics, you do fleet management, asset tracking, and predictive services. And of course, the biggest one right now is home security systems, smart doorbells, energy monitors, and things like that. Okay, so if you're familiar with Android, you pretty much can hop right into Android things. Use similar development tools, basically the Android Studio, same framework. Almost all the Google APIs are available. So you pretty much, if you have any Android experience, you get this stuff and not that hard to figure out. So you can you have an idea about a device, you can build it pretty quick and straight to market. Okay, this is the typical Android OS. Up top is your application layer. Middle one, your Android framework, the libraries, Android runtime, and Linux kernel. Okay, this is the modified Android Things OS. They take out the UI layer. I'll get back to that later. So basically, for notifications, download manager, telephony, and no common intents. And the navigation bar, Android Thing doesn't have a navigation bar. So basically, your Android Things program is basically one activity, and your device only going to do one thing. So you have to just decide how you're going to make your app. And also, I'll get back to this later, you don't launch your app to the Play Store because Android Things doesn't have authentication. So basically, when you make an Android Thing device, you're going to be shipping the device and the software yourself. And how to do that, I'll get to later. Okay, and like I said, since displays are optional, you have to think of different ways you can interface, the user can interface with your device. Okay, so to solve that problem, Android Things have the Things support library, the basic two APIs that Google developed to solve that problem, solving the problem without having a display. Okay, and the Things extends the core Android framework with additional APIs provided by the Things support library. APIs and Things support library allow apps to integrate with new types of hardware found on mobile devices. Your device you're going to make with Android Things is typically going to be a custom device. You're going to be putting it together yourself, and they have drivers out there written by Google. But if you have some new device, some new peripherals you want to use the device, you're going to most likely have to write the drivers yourself. Okay, Android Things introduced the concept of the user driver. On the right side, the things that yourself, you the developer, are going to manage. And the left side is stuff that Google is going to manage. So basically, Google's going to take care of device side, the boot image. It's going to take care of sign-in, security, and updates. And all you have to care about is your hardware and your app itself. Okay, this allows you to integrate your device into your network you have already. And it's old Android code, you pretty much deport it over to your new IoT device. And these are your device driver types. You have GPS, everybody knows what GPS is. HID is just human interface devices that use basic user input from the screen. Sensors will be like this. This is a motion sensor. This is a temperature sensor. No, I'm sorry, this is a display. This is a barometer, barometric pressure and temperature sensor right here. They also do audio. Okay, the API that you're going to use to interact with these peripherals are GPIO, PWM, I2C, CPI, and UART. Okay, we're going to start with GPO. It's basically an integrated circuit or a computer board whose behavior, so basically just like a button. It's going to register as up or down, and use API for simple sensors such as motion devices, proximity devices, and low-level switches that report their state is basically high or low. PWM is for motors on lights that need to be adjusted. That'd be like your Nest lights, not Nest lights, those smart lights you can change, like dimmer. Also motors, let's see, this is a servo motor. You can change the motors, make it spin. This is like for a camera. So you put a camera on here, you can make it so the camera spin. So you're doing like a security camera. Integrated circuit, that's for your accelerators, accelerometers, thermometers, and motor device drivers. That would be like your barometric pressure sensor and your temperature sensor. UART is for the GPS radio printer. And this is the support for Google services. You still have CAS, anybody familiar with Firebase? No, Firebase basically Google's JSON-based database. It's written in NoSQL, and it's mostly free. And you also get nearby maps, location, and other ones. Okay, Project Weave, that is the, right now it's in beta, and it's kind of hard to get into the beta. It's basically the new technology you're gonna add. Like I said before, Android thing still is in beta. It's like in Developer Preview 5. A lot of these features just came out 3 months ago. So they're gonna add Weave. Weave is a protocol they use so other devices can speak to each other. So let's say you have a smart fridge, this speaks to your smart microwave or your smart whatever phone or things like that. Okay, also they have IoT Core. Let's say you have sensors that's taking measurements. You can send them up to the Google Cloud and have different, can y'all see that? Yeah, the resolution can off. So basically it's different services that you can use, that Google Cloud gives you so you can run analysis on the data you send it. And at the end of it, it basically runs through all this, and at the end you get analytics. So you take, let's say you had a pressure, a temperature sensor, and you could see what time of day, you basically predict what time of day temperature would be, and you could change your thermostat to cool out, building down. Okay, this unsupported AI, anything that has authentication cannot use Android things and not supporting authentication. So anything with sign in, like Android Pay, Head Emoji, Google Drive, they don't work with Android things. Just think about it, your device is not, well, some devices is not going to have a display. It's like this one, I get to later, it's having a display, but it still works. But it still uses some of the Google's SDK. And like I said earlier, there's no Play Store. So say you made this device, you would have to run it, make the device yourself, and then you would publish, you would flash the actual image onto the device, and then you'll run it on the device like that. And they have the turnkey hardware solutions. So let's say you're bored right now, this is a Raspberry Pi. They have others, but they're kind of crappy, so you want to go with Raspberry Pi. They have 5 boards total. They say you want to get this device to market, you have to pay the FCC, I think like $40,000 to get it certified. If you use an Android thing certified board, Google did all the hard work for you. You just go straight to market with it because it's been certified. This board has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Ethernet, USB, and HDMI out, and also audio.
What's the processor chip on that?
Actually, on my next slide. Yeah.
It's ARM, okay.
Yeah.
Version 8, okay.
Yeah,
not
they have.
bad.
Yeah, Intel made one, but literally they just discontinued it like a month ago.
ARM is better, it's a much more low power draw.
Yeah. Yeah, think also that let's say a GM was making the IoT devices, they're gonna have like 10,000 of them. And you said, and the Intel ones was like $125 a piece. And that adds up for something that's gonna sit in the corner somewhere, just doing monitoring stuff. Okay, also we have peripherals. You can buy an Android Things kit from Raspberry Pi. Come with different peripherals. Came with the LED display, the sensor here, came with buttons. This I brought separate. And breadboard, the servo motor, and jumper wires, and also a buzzer. What I'm gonna use, two I'm gonna use today is the motion sensor, this one here, and the camera that's up here, and I'm gonna pray to God it works today. Okay, if you want to flash Android Things to a board, first you're gonna need HDMI and a display. You don't have to have this one. This is a Raspberry Pi display. You really don't need it. If you like this one, you use HDMI out to a display. Also need a micro SD card, release 8 gigs of RAM on it. Okay, they just literally change how you set it up. Let me show you quick. Technically they did, but right before I talk, they changed everything. So let's see, at the Android Things console, just went live, I say about a couple of weeks ago. Come on, crack the computer. Okay. So as the slow computer is loading, this is the console you're going to push your updates to. Okay, this is the thing is learn. That's this basically this demo app I use. This project actually is a Google Code Lab. You can go to Google Android Things, SDK.com. I'm gonna give you all the links in my slides when they publish them. It's basically Code Lab. It uses a button. You'll push the button. The camera here is gonna take a picture. The picture is gonna shoot to Firebase. And Firebase is gonna send it to Cloud Vision. Cloud Vision will do analysis on it, and it's gonna send you. I have a companion app that's gonna read the app, what it brings from Cloud Vision, and it's gonna display what it thinks it is, in theory. Okay. So what you do when you start your own project, you have to make a project, and then you can choose to use Google Play services. You have to create a bundle. You basically have a splash screen. Basically, you're gonna push your APK, because you're gonna flash your device through this. Okay, each device is signed separately. Because I didn't know that. So when I first brought them, I got mixed them up. So right now, instead I want to do a push update, I can't push it because it's not associated with this one, associated with this other one. So that's another security thing where somebody steals your device, they just can't hack into your account. Instead of hiring your own security team, Google took care of it for you. It saves you a lot of money, and everybody likes saving money. Okay, you see that preview 5.1. And you want to push an update, you'll say start new update, and all the devices that's in that project, let's say 100 devices, they'll push a new update to it, wirelessly. There's wires, you can do this wirelessly, but it's kind of a little difficult to set up because I'm not on my own network. Let's see. Okay, Prerequisites, you need Android Studio, and latest update is API 26 is Oreo, and you need Android Studio 2.2 or higher. I just use Canary build. Android Studio 3 is a lot easier to set up. And this is the wiring for the cloud doorbell. I do extra things, so I just went ahead and made it so it's a button. You can use touchscreen button, or you can use this button over here. You can see. So you actually, if you wanted to, you could use this. Is just a like preview board. If you want to solder it to the actual device, you could. You can run a longer wire, so you actually put this up in your home if you wanted to. Okay, let me show you some of the code. My computer don't explode. Let's see. Okay, y'all familiar with the Kotlin? Yeah, I just migrated over to Kotlin. Kotlin's a lot better than, yeah, it's a
How
lot
recent
easier.
was that?
So what?
How recent did you switch over to Kotlin?
Last week? Yeah.
Because they only came out or officially blessed it like less than a year ago.
Yeah, no, actually it was May. It became official language of Android. Was
Oh,
in May.
well, that's the supported release version, yeah.
Yeah, it's still kind of volatile, but I like it because it's a lot less boilerplate. It also has null checks, so like, say, see this one says private latent-ish variable. This right here, it only initiate when the application needs it. So say you have a low memory device that comes in handy. Okay, that's just Firebase. That's the camera thread. And for your initializing your button, you use try statement. You use the button input driver, and you'll find it. Okay, this resolution a little off. Need to get to the build operator. Yeah. He's not cutting my screen off. So what you do, basically, you add, say you want to use a button or any other driver. You'll familiar with Android? So basically, you'll drag into your build.gradle file, and then download it like a normal library. Oh my God. Yes. For some reason not rendering right on this one. So let's go ahead and do a demo of the app. Okay. Okay, this is the database here. Okay, I'm using the free version of Cloud Vision. So sometimes it gives an annotation, which tells what it is, sometimes it doesn't. I took some ahead of time. So let's see what happens. Okay, just push the button. And just added the new entry. And let's see if I get my adapter. And let's say I have the companion app. There you go. Can y'all see that? Not really?
Yeah,
Okay. Dark.
the images are dark.
Yeah, I brought the cheap camera for $20. They have high resolution cameras. But if you get high resolution camera, you gotta know how to deal with bitmaps. It takes a while for it to load. So it's real time. Let's try it again. Please don't crash on me. And okay. So back up.
It says 1 minute ago.
Yeah, okay. 2 months, I just took. Yeah, there's no flash on this, that's why it's so dark. Okay, and from my other device, this is the motion sensor. Let's see if I can get it right. Now to cover it, because if I don't, it's gonna go crazy. And this one doesn't have a display. Let that boot up. Anybody any questions while we wait for this to work?
So you said you can't use it with authentication services, but each device you have is then tied with your account, so that's
Yes.
how it does its security?
Yeah, because you're gonna be pushing it from that console I'll show you. Yeah, you're gonna download the image straight from there, then you're gonna put it to your device. That's how it signs it.
So then if it's wireless somewhere, when it does something, it's just talking back to your
Yeah,
account?
and also you do updates. We'll get to later. You control when it's pushed. So say you have like this life-saving device. It's not gonna do like Windows 10 and just take over your computer. You can set, it's not gonna push it till you tell it to push. You can set it for a certain time of day where it go to sleep for a couple minutes, update, then boost back up. Of course.
So if you were to sell devices, how would the people that buy the device be able to see the data that they're...
Repeat that question.
So if you have a device that you sell,
Uh-huh.
how does that device get associated with their account so they can see their own data?
Right now, like I said, it's still in developer preview. It's not really meant for prime time yet, so they still working out the kinks. So I'm assuming you'll give them an account. You'll put the account in their name, and they'll be able to control it from there. Good question. Yeah, it's still in preview, so it's still fluid. What I say tomorrow might completely change. What I say today might be completely obsolete tomorrow, because they come out every 6 weeks with a new version. So they might completely change it. But I got the motion detector working. So it's a PIR light motion detection. And I got it so the LED goes off and detects motion. And it's still on, just trying to catch up. I started to publish data when it detects motion. You got to change when it sends, so you have a very expensive cloud information bill. Device still detects it. Okay, let's go to the next slide.
Light went off.
Went off here. Okay, Android things is signed up for security. Like I said before, OS is made by Google, and the people who made Raspberry Pi, they went to Google and they come out with updates together. So any security flaws that's found in Raspberry Pi, Google will push the update to the device. Push it to the developer console, and then the developer can push it to the device. I was talking about device being obsolete. You know, you buy a device, the company goes under, and you have a $200 paperweight. Android Things kind of solves that problem. According to Google, as long as Android Things is a thing, they provide security updates for it. So as long as the developer or the company who made the device keeps it auto-install updates on an Android console, the device will always receive updates. So once you buy an Android Things device, you just know that it'll be secure, because every month Google is pushing new updates for it. And its core strategy makes it easy to maintain. Over time, the security features are built in. You have to hire your own security team just to run your app. It's on by default, and infrastructure, you have to run your own infrastructure. Google take care of all of that. And updates. Okay, verified boot. Google take care of the verified boot as I showed you through the developers console. And that's it. Anybody have any questions?
You talked a little bit about the hardware that these boards are, the hardware that's needed to run this. What's about the minimum you need to run?
Pretty much, I think it's half a gig of memory. They have the neat code. I'll show you right quick. They have 5 boards. Let's see. They have like 5 boards, but the best specs is on Android, the Raspberry Pi. Okay. There's the Nico, the NXP. And this one has this is actually a new one. It just came out not too long ago. This one here. The other ones you see only have 500 megahertz, and the Raspberry Pi has the 1 gig of RAM. Oh yeah, also I forgot. You actually do web stuff on the Raspberry Pi. Now, as of 2 weeks ago, the other devices didn't get the update. So they got that big update, the other ones didn't. So I'm guessing they're moving more towards Raspberry Pi. You have a question?
If you use this Google Android system, then how much difference would you see in your app running it on those different platforms?
Exactly.
Is that going to mask pretty much all of the difference in the hardware from you?
You'll run the same on all of them. Because think about it, your device, your app, you don't want to make it too complicated. It's going to be one activity. It's only going to be doing one thing. I've been experimenting with it, trying to do extra things, and it didn't come out right. Yeah, because limited memory and still in deep development preview. In the future, they may come out with a more powerful device. Instead, if you want to do like a vending machine, something like that, they may come out with more hardware. But as of now, you want to keep it one activity, and they can do one thing. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
Yeah. When you were exporting your data off of the device, is it possible to not route it through Google?
Yes, you could upload. I think you uploaded AWS and Microsoft and Azure. That's their online.
Microsoft.
Your Microsoft, yeah. You're not tied to Google.
Or, I mean, could you use open source database and just
Yes.
log in your own FTP server?
Yes, you could, but again, you have to take care of your own security.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So long as you're okay with taking care of your own security.
I'm just curious if this development platform is going to lock you into giving the data to Google.
Oh no, you're not locked into Google. No, you're not locked into Google. I say pretty much all the APIs you can use with a normal Android device. You can use the Android things. So you're not locked into one thing. You other questions?
What's in it for Google then if they're giving all this away free? What kind of
Right now, it's in preview. They want to have when they go to the actual main version, they want to actually have people who have experience with it. So they didn't have the preview. They came out with it. People are like, what is this thing? What do I do with it? So they're trying to get their army of Android developers to switch over to Android, to Internet of Things. So when they push, they can have people who actually know how to work with it.
So are they going to open source it or have a license fee?
Oh, it's open source. Everything's, as of today, was it September 12th, 2017, is open source. Yeah. So they want to do just like they did the phone. Everything's open source. I guess they're trying to make the money on the data part. Using their cloud platform. That's probably the way they're trying to make their money at. Any other questions? No? All right, that's all I have, and if any other people need talks, I'm still trying to get my feet wet, so send me an email or send me a business card. Thank you.
Thank you.